just like we were talking about in Big Group, we were talking about the author's purpose and what they were trying to teach us. I want you to look at this book called Peacock's Tale. I want you just to look at the title and the cover and the pictures and tell me what you think this story is going to be about, just by looking through it.
It's probably peacock because the title says peacock on it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. All right, what do you notice about the peacock, maybe say on the first page? Does he look like, on the very first page, guys, does he look like a peacock?
No.
What's missing, Cruz?
He's missing his colors.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all yellow.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of plain. All right, well, let's go back to the beginning and let's start. I'm going to push the button in front of you, and I want to listen to you read really loud, and I want you to use your reading strategies while you're reading, okay? All right, let's start right here with you, Gavin.
Long ago, Crow and Peacock were very good friends.
Cruz, would you read next?
Wouldn't it be nice to have colored feathers? Asked Crow.
All right, I want you to notice the periods in that, Cruz, and go back and read something for me because you kind of put it all together. So I want you to, can you reread this last sentence and just stop when you see the punctuation and the periods, okay?
Okay, said Crow. I'll paint yours, then you can paint mine.
That was so much better. All right, a lot of times when we're reading, we just read the words and we go straight through the periods and punctuation, but it needs to sound like you're talking, and you wouldn't talk without stopping, right? So I want to see you noticing those periods and punctuation. Kinley, would you read?
Peacock agreed, so Crow poured some paint out of a can and dipped his brush into it. Crow painted Peacock's feathers blue, green, and black.
I noticed that, like, when you were reading, I'm going to show you something. You said he dipped his brush into it. What do you notice about? What do you think he did there? It sounded right, and it made sense, didn't it? But does this look like into?
No.
What is it?
In.
It's just in. So you just got to kind of be careful when you're reading. And I like when it sounds right, but it also has to look right, okay? So make it look right and sound right. You know, one of the things I noticed that Grace did is she corrected something. It made sense to say Crow could not get the black paint off, but first you said couldn't. And I'm going to show you just on the table real quick how that can look. This is could not, and that's what it said. And we've talked about contractions, how you go from 2 words to 1. And here's what couldn't looks like. So we've got could not, 2 words, down to a contraction, couldn't. They both made sense, but I like the way you went back and made it look right, didn't you? You made it look right and sound right. Way to go, Grace. All right, I want to finish the rest of the story together. I want to listen to y'all read this chorally, and I want you to listen to the sound of my voice and try to stay with me. Starting on page 8, show me you're ready when I see your finger there. And I'm not going to start till I see everyone's ready. You ready? Read. Crow stayed at home in the forest. His shiny black feathers were beautiful, but he still felt sad. In this book, it looks like he's learning his lesson at the end, and he's missed his friend, and he's coming back. You know, it reminds me about a lot of our fables and our tales that we studied where the animals learn a lesson. And I do know that peacocks are colorful and crows are black, so it's kind of showing how, reminds me of a book where we said how the sun got in the sky. Remember that one? And then the characters were not real things. I mean, they weren't alive things. Okay, look at this last part in the back of the book where it says responding. I want you just to go down to where it says write about it, and it says text to text. Think of a different story that tells why an animal looks the way it looks. Write 2 sentences about the animal and why it looks that way. So today when you go and do your own independent writing, I want you to think about possibly a text-to-text connection. I know we're reading a lot of books about animals this week because Cynthia Rylant likes animals so much. So if you want to get one, a Henry Mudge book or any of her books that she wrote, I think that would be a good example. Okay? You did a great job. In guided reading, I want it to be a place where kids can come and feel safe. They know they're going to start right at their perfect level, and I'm going to be stretching them. It's really like a little family group over there, a safe place for them to grow as readers.